What's up, everybody? It is weekly roundup time again. Go ahead and just get into it. Went to 2nd and Charles on this past Saturday and picked up some CDs and a record, most of which I played this week. Turn up the volume, Sammy Hagar. I did not realize it was a comp. You guys know how I feel about comps, but still a good buy. Love It First Sting from the Scorps. Finally getting that back in my collection. My first from this band, I'm not completely sure how I feel about the band. Anti-Flag, and the album is called For Blood and Empire. Punk band. This album came out, I think, like 2000 or something like that. Very, very left-wing politics. Not that lyrical content always matters for me, but then it's more kind of the singing style for the singer that I'm kind of on the fence about, but not overly terrible. We got Hollywood Vampires from LA Guns. I'm not a huge LA Guns fan, so when Ron Haggerty approached me with a trade, that CD and another one I'm going to show you, for a vinyl copy of Napalm Death's Utopia Banished, which we're going to be sending each other stuff today, I had to jump on that. I'm not saying they're a bad band or that's a bad album, but I like Napalm Death better. Then we got some George Thorogood, Bored to Be Bad, which I purchased at 2nd and Charles. That's it for those purchases. Got some Suicidal Angels, Profane Prayer. And then my favorite 70s Priest, Stained Class. And then after that, for the CDs, I decided to kind of do one artist for every letter in the alphabet kind of thing. And so for A, I chose AC/DC Live. For B, I chose the self-titled from Badlands. For C, I chose Chinchilla's Madness. If you're not familiar with them, they are a German power metal band. I'm pretty sure they're German. That's the only CD I have from them. And for D, I chose Fly Me Courageous from Driving and Crying. And that's the other CD that I'll be sending Mr. Haggerty. For E, I'm going to have to use the specs here. Expunged into Never Shall. pretty good death metal here. I got that off of Hell's Headbangers for like $3. For F, went with some Faith No More, The Real Thing. For G, I chose Godsmack Faceless. For H, I chose Hellstar, A Distant Thunder. And for I, when I stirth, Something Wicked. So later tonight or today, I will start back on the letter J for this coming week's roundup. So that is all the CDs. Heading into the vinyl, I got some Overkill with Years of Decay. Suffocation, Pinnacle of Bedlam. And this past Tuesday's theme in my vinyl group on Facebook, VC United, it was records from your R section, so artist or band's name that started with an R. And first up, I've got Ramming Speed with Brainwreck, and these guys are kind of like a dirty crossover thrash kind of sound. And then we've got something from Canada, Razor, Armed and Dangerous EP. This is a reissue, and side 2 is basically like pre-production demos of the songs on side 1. And last from that section, I chose the self-titled Rat EP. So I did another kind of random picking, where I let some people pick random records for me to listen to. EXE, Stricken by Might. This was a Scott Waters pick. Another Scott Waters pick was Napalm Death, who I mentioned earlier, Enemy of the Music Business. One of Ron Haggerty's picks was Petra's Unseen Power. One of my wife's picks was Progressions of Power by Triumph. Wes Lewis. I don't know if he has a channel or anything. His pick was Shout at the Devil from Motley Crue. My son's pick was Fire Down Under by Riot. When I sent him the picture of this album, he said, "What in the world?" I said, yeah, despite that album cover, it is a really good album. And another pick from my wife, her first, I think, Def Leppard Hysteria, which works out pretty well for her because Def Leppard is her favorite band. And stuff I picked: Municipal Waste, Fatal Feast, some Deep Purple with In Rock, my favorite Deep Purple. And it's a ministry, Psalm 69. Got some Wasp with Babylon. Into Oblivion, the recent Lamb of God album, which is a really good album. A lot of variety kind of in the sound. Of course, my favorite, Sabbath, Master of Reality. And we got some Slayer, Hell Awaits. This is the new record I bought from Second and Charles. The band is called Sun Don't Shine. From Birth to Death is the name of the album. So this band features, you've got Kurt Winstein of Crowbar, Kenny Hickey from Typo Negative, Todd Strange, and you've got Johnny Kelly on drums, also for Typo Negative. This project, I think, was in the works since like 2023, I think. This was finally released in 2025. And it is on corpsepaintrecords.com, I think is... Corpse Paint Records is what it was released on. But, really good album. I think it's what you would expect from all the members combined, what it would kind of sound like a Crowbar and Typo Negative kind of amalgamation of sound. Kind of very Seventh Voidish, because Hickey does the vast majority of the vocals. Kirk's got some lead vocals in spaces. They do a little bit of harmony, but it's mainly Kenny. So again, Sun Don't Shine is the band name. Check them out. Then we got some Metallica, Master of Puppets. The most recent trade received that I got, Typo Negative's Bloody Kisses from Ron, where I sent him some stuff. We got Death Human. And then finishing off everything, Persona Non Grata from Exodus, the final album, with Zetro on vocals. They kick him out, bring Rob Dukes back. I don't expect that Zetro will come back. It's just too much bad blood between him and Gary. And I definitely think that they could have used Zetro for the most recent album that came out, Goliath. I haven't listened to it recently. I've listened to it probably like maybe 3 times. It's not growing on me at the rate I would think that an Exodus record would grow on me. And it's vast majority because of the vocals, honestly. And it doesn't really have that Exodus kind of paste to the music. So, I don't know, maybe I'll give it another listen here soon. But right now it's falling into that category of the Last Testament album. as far as just not growing on me, even though I really wanted to, because I love both bands. But this could be a sign that maybe they need to go ahead and stop. But either way, that's what I had for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, I want to do a shout out to Jacob. I cannot remember the last name. Also want to shout out to Tainted Lord, who also did responses to my Face It video. The theme that I had, I don't know, maybe like 3 months ago, probably. Probably wasn't even that long. I think it was back in early part of June, I guess, whenever I had a week off. Or no, it was in May, the first week of May, I think, when I did that video. Getting some good thread responses to that. They both did a really good job, I thought. Especially Jacob, he did a really interesting kind of take on the faces that he decided to show. But anyway, I wanted to do a shout out to those two guys. So they're in my subs list. I don't know if you can access or not. Tainted Lord, I don't remember all of his name, but I'm sure he'll probably have a comment on here, and if you see that from him, go to his channel and check his stuff out. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, and God bless.